Yo, what's good? So, Tribe, this is gonna be a little different today. I'm not even gonna do no readings. I'm gonna tell my story, but I'm not gonna go far back into childhood. I'm finna get to the part where all this stuff started happening. So, at the end of 2017, I moved away from Texas and moved to Tennessee to go stay with my dad to get on my feet, right? And when I get there, I already noticed that me and his wife is not gonna get along. But anyway, basically yeah, did me dirty or whatever, and I saw my dad's true colors for the first time. And basically, he been down here playing house with somebody else, but like been breadcrumbing me my whole life. And I still get down here and get a job or whatever and try to get on my feet. Instead of him trying to help me get on my feet, they decide it's best to pick up and move out of another apartment and give it to my stepsister, who's already messed up his credit. And they basically left it to her. So I ended up moving in with my girlfriend, but long story short, she was karmic, abusive, and just very fucking ungrateful. I pretty much paid all her bills. Ain't no pretty much, I was paying all her bills. Then doing stuff for her kids that they sorry dads was not doing and was not willing to do because they knew I was there or whatever. This is another reason why I don't fool with people. So not only that, then I went from getting a fast food job to actually getting my first security job or whatever. That's like the only good thing that happened down there. But again, when you stand in Tennessee, in a very racist state, like on the state line of Mississippi, they still very racist. So, the jobs down there are not paying that much, even though the cost of like housing is very cheap. But the jobs don't pay nothing. They're designed for you to fail, not succeed. Anyway, yeah, I went through a whole lot of spiritual warfare with that particular relationship or whatever. Even a little abuse too. So when it was said and done, before I left, I ended up breaking up with her and moving in with my my stepsister basically or whatever. And by then, they was living in a duplex. So she got a 2-bedroom duplex, and then what was really supposed to be the patio was like closed off and made into another little small room. That is what was given to me as my room. Then rent was $950. She wanted me to pay her $650. I mean, no, yeah, $650 total. She wanted me to pay her $450 for that little piece of shit room in the back. Then on top of that, to get a gas heater back there, she wanted me to pay her additional $250 a month for that, so $650. But the total of the rent there was $950. So basically, and she laid up with a dude too on top of that, and then got pregnant again. This dude not working or doing nothing. Then driving her car too while she at work, And when it was said and done, my dad got into it with his wife or whatever for some reason. So by this time, I'm getting help from him trying to get my first car and stuff, trying to get an apartment, and I was set to get a 2-bedroom, and I was gonna have him a room set up too, so he wouldn't have to deal with that. But hard head make a soft behind, no matter how old you are. And I kept warning him, because what his wife does, she'll take all his money, spend on gifts with her, or spend on trips and stuff like that with her and her family, but she would do stuff like not pay her car note and stuff like that, so I wouldn't receive the help that I needed too, because she wanted all the attention on her, basically. Oh, and I ain't gonna leave out the part where my dad was talking about the will, that how he left me in there, but left more of it to me than what she really knew about, and she found out about it and got upset. You know? So let that sink in. That's why me and my stepmom do not get along. And when I left because they threatened to call the police. They knew I ain't have nowhere else to go, so I basically had to leave my job that I had down there, leave most of my things and take the money that I had and get back on the bus and come back to Dallas. On top of that, I had to contact an ex that I did not want to even be bothered with, but that's the only person I could get in touch with. Why? Because for some reason, odd reason, my mom and my sister and the whole family just up and just started turning a blind eye to what was going on to me. Just, basically act like they just disowned me or whatever. Didn't care at all, And I find it odd because I don't have the heart to let no family member of mine that I really truly care about, if they trying to pour their heart out to me and tell me that people are doing stuff to them like that, and they feeling targeted, and I'm just sitting back living life and just living free while this person out here being forced into homelessness and stuff. But you know what, I tell you why they was sent back, because they had something to do with it. But anyway, let's get to it. So in the middle of May 2019, I had to move back to Dallas or whatever. And shit got way worse. Because on top of that, the ex I was staying with, I gave her my last. Then I even hurried up and tried to get on my feet to work, but she tried to take advantage of that and tried to use me. And on top of that, she allowed other people to come into the situation that tried to bully me. And I don't know what they thought they was gonna do, but this wasn't that or whatever. But yeah, I went through a lot of spiritual warfare there too. Had a lot of people threatening me, and then she's sitting up there making me feel like I'm a problem when I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in my life. It wasn't necessarily that I was just sitting up being depressed and stuff, but now that I know what I know, the bitch was basically sitting up there projecting stuff on me, like spiritually attacking me the whole time. But when I began to get into tarot, boy, did people start to sweat. When I began to awaken in that way and start really tapping in, boy, did people start to sweat and make it seem like I'm doing too much or I'm tripping and I'm this and that. But the whole time I'm reading them like a book and been doing it. Then people start acting funny, like, oh, I got negative energy and stuff like that. Like, and if I sit and think now, like, they had the nerve to even try to wipe the house down with vinegar and stuff. Like, I'm the problem, but the whole time they've been plotting and scheming on my life and stealing from me and shit, trying to set me up. That's exactly why I ended up leaving her house. And I sure did. But the only thing I regret is who I left her house with. Because little did I know, that ex I would have to be pressing charges on. But you live and you learn. But like I said, throughout my whole journey, the people I've dated in the past, they've actually been sent to me to do that shit on purpose. But we finna get into it though. But this gonna be the end of part one, my bad. Of why the fuck are they targeting me and trying to sacrifice me?